Hey everybody, it's Flyin Ryan here with a review of the Pico Falcon. And this seems to be some sort of like Japanese rebrand or something from CCP, but it is actually a Silverlit product here, you'll see. So I don't know if the actual Silverlit version is out yet or not, and I didn't even know this thing existed until some viewers told me about it. But this is the Pico Falcon, which if you saw my review of the Nano Falcon, this is the previous world's record smallest helicopter in the world, and now the Pico Falcon has actually gotten even smaller. I mean, you'll see the blades are smaller, the tail is much smaller and shorter. Kind of the same thing otherwise, just scaled down a little bit, but it is actually smaller now. So, I mean, they've already made the world's smallest helicopter even smaller. I mean, this thing is just ridiculously tiny. I just can't, I mean, picture how big your thumb is and look at that. I mean, it is just so small, and it is a 3-channel helicopter. You got the tail rotor, and some people voiced some concerns about with the tail motor being under the main rotors, that would probably cause some problems. But I haven't found that to be true. I mean, it isn't as good of flyer as the Nano Falcon. I do think the main rotors kind of slow down this rotor a little bit, so you don't get a ton of forward flight. So it's a little bit slow and wobbly, but it does work. I mean, you can give it forward movement, and having the tail prop under the main rotors does not completely disable it, but I think it does have an effect on it, but not a huge one. The transmitter is pretty much the same as the Nano Falcon, same sort of look. One of the things I mentioned, which I think they've pretty much addressed the things I talked about with the Nano Falcon. So the Nano Falcon, I was talking about how the spring on the throttle was pretty stiff, and so much so that it actually kind of hurt and dug into my finger after a while. So this one is much softer. The spring isn't as strong now, so it doesn't hurt your thumb. But you do a forward and backward and left and right turn on the right stick, and you still have a little LED in the front. I'm not sure where it is. I think maybe it's in there, or maybe it's just in the window. I forget now where the LED was, but there is a little LED in the front that you can turn on and off from the transmitter. That's your left and right trim, so you can count for it turning. And then you charge right here off the transmitter, so nice and easy and convenient to charge. And then one of the things I mentioned about the Nano Falcon is wishing that it had some sort of like carrying case, because being so small, it's just begging to be, transportable and just throw it in your backpack or whatever. So now with the Pico Falcon, they have a carrying case. So you've got this cool little box. You've even got a screwdriver and a couple spare tail props that you can store in there. And the helicopter just kind of tucks into this. There's this little frame or foam, holder there that the helicopter goes into, and then the transmitter goes in there, and then you close it all up, and now you've got a little transportable carrying case. So that's pretty cool. I mean, the things that I talked about wishing that the Nano Falcon had, now the Pico Falcon has it. So I don't want to say that I'm responsible for that, but I did ask for these things, so I don't know, we'll see. I know that Silverlit does like my review, so maybe they did take my information into account here. And then it comes in all green, and you know me and my green, so I'm not saying they did this for me, but I'm not saying they didn't. Anyway, so we've got a new world's smallest helicopter. It takes about 20 minutes to charge. I'm not sure how big the battery is, but I'm sure it's just tiny. I don't even know, 50 to 80 milliamp hours maybe. And you only get about 4-minute flight, so it is a little bit shorter on the flight times than the Nano Falcon was. But I would imagine the battery had to take quite a bit of reduction to make this smaller size. So it probably does have quite a bit smaller battery than the Nano Falcon did. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's about all there is to say about it, so let's go take it for a flight. Alright, this is the flight review of the Silverlit Pico Falcon, the world's new smallest helicopter, the new world's smallest helicopter. You'll see in the front there is the little light that I was talking about. You can turn on and off from the transmitter. Definitely not a night flyer though. I mean, I'm not really exactly sure what that light's even supposed to be for, but we'll go ahead and leave it on for this. And so yeah, it's a little wobbly. Kind of let it get settled down for a second. See what my trim looks like. So there's full forward, full forward, full forward. Not super fast, but it does it. Man, it is just so tiny. And it does fly backwards as well. Looks like it almost probably flies better backwards because the main rotor prop wash is kind of helping push the tail motor down, whereas forward kind of has to fight that prop wash. But yeah, just a little bit shaky when I take my hands off. You can kind of see it wobbling. So I need a little bit of trim. So not quite as stable as the bigger one was, but definitely not bad for its size, and the fact that it's 3-channel is really cool. Man, it is just ridiculously tiny. So funny looking. Alright, well I think that's really all there is to show, so let's take it in for a landing. Hopefully I can do this. The landing pad is huge compared to this thing. Ooh, a little fancy breakdance landing. Alright, well there we go. That's the Silverlit Pico Falcon, the new world's smallest helicopter for 2015. Not actually even sure if the real Silverlit version is out yet. This is some sort of Japanese branding of it, but I got it on Amazon, and I'm sure we'll see more of this coming soon. So hopefully I'm just a little early on my review there. That'll be kind of cool. So yeah, there's your first look at the new Pico Falcon, world's smallest helicopter. Check the video description for price and purchase link, and I thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.